Tigers lose 3 of 4 to the New York Yankees. The Tribe loses 2 of 3 to KC. And Toledo finally wins the ball game! I love you guys, and welcome into an all-new edition of All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan 2-3. I am your host, Andrew Alfred. Welcome you into the program. Before we began today's show, we were listening into the radio, and it's pretty funny. They have they play Little River Band, reminiscing, and it reminded me of the movie The Other Guys, and that was a great film. It's a catchy song, and I really enjoy it. But you have your songs, I have mine, and so we digress. Let's get into sports and baseball, especially part one of this edition of All Andy Alfred on Friday afternoon. The Tigers were a loser, 11 of 5 yesterday. We lost 3 of 4 out of New York. Phil Hughes gets the win. He goes to 15 and 5 with a 3.90 ERA. Rick Porcello gets the loss. He goes to 5 and 11. Just like the score, 5 to 11 with a 5.76 ERA. Peralta and Cabrera homered. Cabrera is 31st of the year. Robinson Cano homered. Game time 2 hours and 56 minutes. Attendance 46,143. Mink gets the save, his first save of the season. Cleveland last night beat the Kansas City Royals 7-3, but they still lost the series 2-3. And Perez gets the win. He goes to 4-0 with a 3.23 ERA. Wood gets the loss. He goes to 1-3 with a 5.49 ERA. No home runs in the game. Chris Perez gets his 15th save of the season in front of 9,732. Game time 3 hours 24 minutes. Chris Perez gets his 15th save. It says Rafael Perez got the win. This weekend, the Tigers take on the Cleveland Indians at Comerica Park, starting up this set, 3-game set against the Tribe. On the hill tonight, it will be Armando Galarraga on the hill. He's 3 and 5 with a 4.53 ERA, taking on Justin Masterson, who's 4 and 11 with a 5.23 ERA. Game time 7:05. Saturday, we'll see Josh Tomlin on the hill. He's 1 and 2 with a 2.96 ERA, taking on Matt Scherzer, who's 8 and 9 with a 3.86 ERA. Game time 7:05. And on Sunday, the concluding game will be Gomez. He's 3 and 1 with a 1.84 ERA, taking on Justin Verlander, the JV. He's 13 and 8 with a 3.77 ERA. 105. All games on FSN Detroit and on ST. Looking at the AL Central, this is what it looks like right now. Minnesota is in first place. They lead the division 70 and 51, 8-2 in their last 10. They lost their game last night. Chicago 66 and 55, 4 games back, 3 and 7 in their last 10. They're on a 1-game winning streak. Detroit is 58 and 63, 12 games out, 4 and 6 in our last 10. We've lost our last 3 games. We're on a 3-game skid. Kansas City's in 4th place. They're 51 and 70, 19 games out, 4 and 6 in their last 10, and they've lost the last one against Cleveland, who's in last place with a record of 50 and 71, 20 games out, 2 and 8 in their last 10, and they're on a 1-game winning streak. Other scores in the major leagues yesterday: San Diego was a winner 5-3 over the Cubbies. Washington 6, Atlanta 2, Texas nothing, Baltimore 4. The Angels were a winner 7-2. The White Sox beat up on the Minnesota Twins 11-0. Florida 4, Pittsburgh 2, San Francisco 5, Philadelphia 2, Houston 3. The Mets 2. In Cincinnati yesterday. In Arizona, by the way, excuse me, the winner of that game, I'll tell you right now, was the Reds. They won 9-5. The Dodgers were a winner 2-0 over the Rockies, and Oakland won against Tampa Bay 4-3. Key games this weekend, of course, Detroit and Cleveland is a key game for all of us. Atlanta's at Chicago. It's the return of Derek Lee. Derek Lee is in the lineup tonight, this afternoon actually, and right now it's 1-1 in the top of the 4th inning at Wrigley Field. Seattle is at New York. San Francisco is at St. Louis. The White Sox are taking down the Royals in KC. Cincinnati's taking on the Dodgers. And Washington is taking on Philadelphia. And this is part 1 of All Andy Alfred. On part 2, we're going to cover the Mud Hens, the NHL, the Toledo Walleye, of course, recommendations, and a little bit of NFL for you. Stick with us here on All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan 2-3.